the twilight of his reign, an aging King Lear summons his 3 daughters to his court. Weary of the burdens of rule, he announces his intention to divide his kingdom among them. But first, a test of love. Each princess must declare the depth of her affection for her father. Goneril and Regan, the elder sisters, shower Lear with honeyed words and exaggerated praise. Their flattery pleases the old king, who rewards them generously with vast tracts of land. But when it's Cordelia's turn, the youngest and most beloved, she speaks plainly. Her honest words, devoid of embellishment, enrage Lear. In a moment of tragic folly, the king banishes Cordelia, stripping her of her inheritance. Blind to the truth, he divides her portion between her duplicitous sisters. As Cordelia departs in exile, the seeds of tragedy are sown. Lear's rash decision sets in motion a chain of events that will shake the very foundations of his realm. In the kingdom of old, a loyal defender emerges, the Earl of Kent, steadfast in his support for the honest Cordelia. King Lear, the aging monarch, makes a fateful decision, banishing both his truthful daughter and his trusted earl. Kent, undeterred, disguises himself as the servant Caius, determined to protect his king. Meanwhile, Goneril, Lear's eldest daughter, grows weary of her father's presence. Her patience wears thin as the old king's demands become increasingly burdensome. Regan, the second daughter, becomes Lear's next hope for kindness, but her true nature remains to be seen. As Kent's loyalty drives him to risk everything, Goneril's resentment festers. The once mighty Lear, now stripped of power and dignity, unleashes a terrible curse upon his ungrateful offspring. With a heavy heart, he departs his former kingdom, setting in motion a tragic tale of betrayal, madness, and the consequences of misplaced trust. Kent, disguised as Caius, embarks on a perilous journey to deliver letters to Regan. Along the way, he encounters Goneril's steward, leading to a heated quarrel that escalates into a physical confrontation. Kent emerges victorious, but his triumph is short-lived. Upon reaching Regan, Kent faces unexpected hostility. She disregards his status as her father's messenger and orders him placed in the stocks, a humiliating punishment that foreshadows her growing cruelty and thirst for power. Lear arrives seeking solace from Regan, only to be met with further heartbreak. Regan declares that 50 knights are excessive for her father's retinue. The situation worsens when Goneril joins her sister, both united in their demands to reduce Lear's entourage. In a final, crushing blow, the sisters progressively whittle down Lear's retinue, with Regan coldly asking, "What need one?" This strips Lear of his last shred of dignity. Realizing the depth of their cruelty, Lear curses his daughters and storms into the raging tempest, a broken man. Picture a desolate heath, battered by a raging storm. Lightning flashes and wind howls as an old man with wild white hair stumbles through the darkness. This is King Lear, once mighty, now broken by betrayal. Beside him walks his fool, offering cryptic comfort as they brave the tempest. Lear's mind fractures under the weight of his daughter's cruelty. He rails against the storm, finding it kinder than his own flesh and blood. Kent, disguised as a servant, discovers them and urgently guides them to shelter. In a squalid hovel, they encounter poor Tom, a madman spouting riddles about demons. Lear, teetering on the edge of sanity, treats him as a philosopher. As the storm rages on, Lear's grief deepens into madness. His companions watch helplessly as the once great king descends into a world of delusion, forever changed by this night of fury and betrayal. At dawn, Kent takes Lear secretly to Dover, where loyal friends care for him. Cordelia hears of her father's suffering and begs her husband, the King of France, to let her return to help him. With an army, she sails to Dover. There, Cordelia finds Lear wandering in the fields, wearing a crown of nettles and weeds. He sings and speaks wildly, no longer in his right mind. Cordelia weeps, comforts him, and kisses him. Slowly, with rest and medicine, Lear begins to recover. When he sees Cordelia, he fears she mocks him, but she gently says she is his daughter. Lear begs forgiveness, calling himself a foolish old man, and at last he knows she loved him best. In the tumultuous world of King Lear, ambition and betrayal reign supreme. Goneril and Regan, the elder sisters, unite their armies against Cordelia's forces, but their alliance is fragile. Both secretly desire Edmund, a cunning nobleman who manipulates them for his own gain. As jealousy consumes the sisters, their unity crumbles. The Duke of Albany, Goneril's husband, uncovers her wickedness and turns against her. A great battle ensues with Cordelia's righteous army facing defeat. King Lear and Cordelia are captured and imprisoned in dark dungeons. Victorious but vengeful, the sisters secretly plot Cordelia's demise. Edmund, ever the puppet master, continues his manipulation as the final act of cruelty unfolds. In this web of deceit and power, loyalties shift like sand and the fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance. In the depths of a cold, damp prison cell, Cordelia, King Lear's youngest daughter, awaits her fate. Condemned to death for her unwavering loyalty, she finds solace in her father's newfound clarity. Meanwhile, the noble Lord Albany races against time, desperately seeking to prevent the impending tragedy that threatens to consume the kingdom. Goneril, the eldest daughter, paces restlessly in her chambers. Her heart burns with jealousy and ambition, driving her to plot against those who stand in her way. Little does she know that her own sister Regan lies nearby, writhing in agony from a deadly poison coursing through her veins. As the sun sets on this tumultuous day, the fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance. Will Albany's efforts prove fruitful, or will the machinations of those consumed by greed and power prevail? Only time will tell as the final act of this tragic tale unfolds. At last, King Lear stumbles into Albany's camp, carrying Cordelia's lifeless body in his arms. He wails in despair, begging her to speak again, certain she is gone forever. He remembers her voice as soft and gentle, the voice of true love. Broken by grief, Lear cries out that he killed the man who hanged her. He clings to her body, calling her name again and again. At last he falls and dies with her still in his arms. And so ended the story of King Lear and Cordelia, a tale of love, truth, and sorrow,